We're back for the final round of the FPO lead card coverage for the Beaver State Fling. This is a silver series for the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and the first time that this event has been back in over 2 years. I'm Zoe AnDyke on the microphone, joined by Ella Hansen.
What's up? Moving into round 3, we've got Catrina Allen with a four-stroke lead over Valerie Mandujano. And we're moving into hole 1. This is a par 3. Most players are going to be throwing this hyzer route. There's also a flex route, backhand route, or a forehand route down the left side.
Cat is coming in with that nice cushion to this round.
Two-time world champion, Catrina Allen.
She left this course as a champion in 2019, and she's ahead right now. Got to be feeling confident for this round.
Yeah. She's lining up this right side play. Good, nice flip on that disc there.
Ooh,
must have just been a little wide.
The crowd did not like it. The result.
City, Texas, sponsored by Dynamic Disc, Valerie Mandujano.
So we've got Ohn Scoggins and Valerie both at 6 down, 4 strokes off the lead, and Rebecca Cox 5 down. Val taking this right side backhand gap, keeping it nice and close, trying to swing it back in, and she does.
It's a nice shot. Gives her an open look at the basket. Easy approach.
Out of Los Angeles, California, your reigning Masters champion, Ohn Scoggins.
Always a pleasure to have Ohn on the card. Big smiles, good energy.
Yep.
Tied for second place. The hyzer line as well. Skipping into the middle.
Yeah, looks like she's in the fairway there.
FPO division out of Cincinnati, Ohio, sponsored by Latitude 64. Rebecca Cox.
And both Valerie and Rebecca playing some solid golf. Actually, Ohn as well.
Yeah.
All 4 of these players on the lead card we saw last weekend at the Portland Open as well on lead card at one point or another.
Yep. Looking to keep their names up in the top of the leaderboard another week. So 4 players going for this wide hyzer play. Rebecca looks like she might be a little pinched off there behind. There are some gaps through that rough, but it can be hard to get through.
To be on the back side of that tree. Just a routine upshot here for Ohn. In the bullseye.
Parked it.
It's a nice view right there.
Mm-hmm. And this green does have some slope to it. Can make for some little scary first putts.
No problem there for Catrina Allen. Playing smart on hole 1.
Becca playing a nice little Anheuser just around and under those trees, getting herself up into the circle.
And Valerie's lining up a jump putt, which has always served as a good upshot. She's going to have a small comeback putt there, but
yeah,
absolutely in a safe zone.
Yeah, worth the bid there.
Absolutely.
You know, this is definitely not the longest par 3 on the course, but the shape of it makes it really challenging to really get up and give yourself a short putt.
And the crowd is fired up here in Portland, Oregon.
Rebecca taking a par. Val taking a par.
She's definitely acquired some fans here in the Northwest. You can hear them in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Catrina as well. Nice pars here.
And I'll be curious to see what the hot round for today is. We saw Sarah Hokum with a bogey-free 6 down in the first round. I wonder if that will be the score to beat today. Hole 2 is another par 3. Plays about a little more than 400 feet. It's a big backhand turnover for most players. Some might choose to throw a forehand. Danger here on our left in those trees, and if you go a little bit early, but mostly you're just trying to get it high, get it turning right, get it in the fairway.
The weather is definitely, I'd say, at least 50% worse than it was on Friday's round here. Here it is what we hear from the crowd, and that's a great shot, but it just kind of rolls out.
Yeah, I got like kind of a half roll skip there.
Into kind of a tricky position, though.
Ooh, looks like a little too much angle for Val. Yeah, getting that cut roll, but lucky to stay there in the middle of the fairway and not go into that rough, those trees.
Some players in our division are actually throwing a putter or mid-range to that spot, so she's in the textbook kind of break it down for par placement.
Ohn going more low with the forehand, getting it out around the corner in the fairway, in position. A lot of focus there in Rebecca's eyes.
Yes. Oh, it looks like she's cutting it just a little bit too thin, hoping to come out of the trees. I'm not seeing a disc here.
Yeah.
This is a tough placement to get up and down for par. She's got to really pop it out there with some height and some spin. And this is a typical miss when in trouble, just pinging across the fairway.
Valerie looking at a pretty simple hyzer approach, perfectly executed.
Oh, yeah, we love it in the bullseye.
Getting that slide there. And one of the interesting things about it being so wet is that like these wood chips kind of get more slippery, but you know, and you get that wet grass, which can sometimes make your disc slower. You can dig, you know, it kind of brings in a little more unpredictability, I feel, with the ground play.
Nice upshot there by Rebecca Cox. I couldn't agree more with you, Ella. There's some greens that will be super skippy and some that just stop dead in the mud.
Yep. So, Kat pitching hers up. A little bit left here for her par, but easy for her. So 2 holes in. She's definitely not giving up any strokes yet. Looking strong out of the gate. Good putt for Ohn.
And a couple of tap-ins.
And honestly, bogey from where Rebecca was isn't too shabby. That's a
absolutely
really tough lie off the tee.
Agreed. Yeah, hole 2 can have some teeth. Moving on.
All right. Hole 3, par 3, 331 feet, going straight and then up this hill, through this small gap, onto this treacherous, protected, scary green.
Probably the scariest on the entire property. All 36 holes. This green right here creates the most kind of deathy approach and putt.
And I believe we're going to see most of our lead card probably just throwing a putter or mid-range, pitching it up just like Catrina did
right
to this
the
gap.
Yes.
And looking for a short jump putt or pitch up from there for their par.
I like this play. Valerie put it a little higher, wider, and put a move on it, so it's it's a much more straight approach than that either forehand or turnover where Catrina's landed.
And it's great to be in that spot. It's hard to really see what's a good spot off the tee.
I love this play.
Yep. keeping it wide, but throwing the forehand in a very similar spot to the other two.
Nice and easy out here for Rebecca Cox. And with that little bit of hyzer out, we talked about it in round one. That's actually, to me, nothing bad. It gives you more room to play with for your upshot.
And you can kind of bring this low ceiling into play a little bit more if you're further from the gap, but as we see Rebecca, you know, you can kind of just throw it into the hill and let it skip up and settle.
Nice, easy sidearm approach for Ohn.
Yep, just outside the bullseye. Just a nice straight putter. Catrina with a little gentle Annie toss there.
And Rebecca, not really obstructed by the tree. I was going to say a little bit, and that was straight in. So solid putt there uphill for Rebecca, upside hill. Val
also going up the hill, cashing herself a par. And I feel like, yeah, like honestly on these first 3 holes, if you par the first 3, you are very happy.
You're in good shape and you're ahead of the field for sure. So much can go wrong without a perfectly executed drive and approach shot.
Actually, no one in the FPO field birdied either 1, 2, or 3 today.
Wow. Interesting stats. Let's take a look at the reader board here.
We've got Catrina still holding strong with that 4-stroke lead, 10 down. Val and Ohn also parring out the first 3 holes. And Rebecca had a bogey, but she's still in it at 4 down. Moving on, we've got ourselves hole 4. This hole is 323 feet, par 3. There's a gap on the left. There's a, you know, kind of plinko-y lucky gap here through that we were flying through.
I love it.
You can throw a forehand. You can throw a turnover backhand. You got options. Trina looks like she's throwing maybe a mid.
Opting for that low line, and that could even have been the vortex. I'm not sure because it flies very similar to a mid, but she's got a putt there.
Yeah.
She's asking for it to please go. Take a right and gets the kick.
Pushing that tree, but doesn't kick too far away. Still on the fairway, so not too bad.
Little overturned there with the shoulder deck and the wrist angle. Ohn is only about a third of the way up the fairway. And after watching her competitor right before her shoot left, Rebecca may have held on just a second too long, hitting the tree on the right, kicking shorter. This is going to be tough up and down.
Absolutely.
A lot of stuff in the way. But look at the shape on this shot.
All right. Well, behind that bush, but getting through all of those trees, that's an impressive shot from that position.
And we saw Catrina Allen make it from where Rebecca's disc was on Friday, so
there's still a chance.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little skippy, little right in the bullseye for Ohn.
Great shot.
We've got a small kind of pin toothpick wall of trees here.
Going over those bushes.
And she gave it some good spin there, asking it to simmer down. That's a putt.
Yeah, and those bushes there, just inside the edge of the circle, they can help and catch you and just give you a chance if you push it a little long.
Oh, man, that looked good.
Giving it a great bid.
Scaring the basket.
Let's see if Rebecca can copy her card mate. probably, yeah, just like Catrina doesn't really have a look at the basket. She gave it a run as well.
Yeah, that was a great effort.
Val looking to save her par.
Yes,
Great
she
putt.
does.
Great comebacker.
So solid on the putting green and so confident and smooth.
Absolutely. So we got a few little tap-ins here for a couple pars and a bogey. Shout out to Cat Merch, only birdie on the day on this hole.
Cat Merch is always making some impressive moves. I love the shout outs we're able to give her, whether it's the live or these post productions. Cat's making moves out there.
Yeah, she is. And she was on my card. She parked it. It was sick.
Yes. And Owen trying to get that mud off.
Unbelievable stuff from Paul McVeigh.
All right, moving on, we've got hole 5, 197 feet. Little backhand turnover or a straight or flexi forehand down the left side for most players. There is more of a straight gap, but this one definitely feels like a must-get birdie.
Lining up the edge of the tee pad, Catrina's opting for the sidearm and just pulled it a little bit too long on that stroke.
Couldn't even see where she ended up. She might have kicked left into the rough.
Just gonna ask, where'd that go, Ella? Valerie.
Taking more of that inside gap, wanting it to sit, and it will just inside the circle for her.
Pin high, yeah. It's a good shot.
Yep. Throwing the forehand. Little bit inside, but she gets some action and she'll have an own range putt.
Yeah, that's an on circle, most definitely.
Absolutely.
Faithful caddy Justin back there in the background on the bag.
Rebecca playing this straighter gap with a backhand.
Wow,
and
that
absolutely pures it.
was textbook.
Oh, dang. So Catrina did kick into this left side rough. Scrambling out with a forehand.
All right.
Yeah.
We
Good
will
shot.
take that because I couldn't even orient myself from that view of where the basket was. So that was great.
And just like the last hole, using some of that cabbage on the backside to slow her down.
Oh, soccer kicking it in all the way.
Wow.
That's an own field goal. She's stoked.
She's showing off the own range. And she's gaining a stroke on the leader. Let's watch this again. Just sneaking it over the rim.
Hitting so many chains. There's no way the basket can't take that putt.
Her little grin. So good.
Valerie for her birdie.
Great putt.
And this is taking at least one stroke on Cat as early as hole 5.
Cat looks like she's got some leaves in her face. No problem for her.
Only coughing up one stroke. Can't take more than one on that hole from her.
Yeah. Honestly, this is the kind of hole where if you do worse than a par, you're going to be kicking yourself.
Yeah.
All right, hole 6. This one is 281 feet downhill. Could be a forehand roller, could be a backhand. Most players probably throwing a backhand, just trying to filter down and left and up close to this back basket. You can get pretty punished though if you kick left or right.
Yeah, this is one of the tighter fairways on the entire property. And look at that skip.
Wow.
Oh, she's so pumped.
That's
and
a
there's
great
no
shot.
way she knows how close that is. None of us can tell from the tee pad.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ohn swinging it just a little too wide.
early hit into the forest. Now, yeah, I was going to say, if this stays clean, that's great. Inside line, a little bit of action, but she's got a putt there.
Yep.
I always say if you're throwing the backhand hyzer, it's just inside or outside of that corner tree.
Mm-hmm.
Little slippage you could hear there, but she gets a kick into the fairway.
Yeah, that's more than you could hope from that kind of an angle.
They shot Ohn's lining up. I believe that was a tomahawk, and that had 85 feet of height.
Looks like she got up on that left side fairway, maybe.
Hoping so. Cat. Oh, forehanding and taking a tree hit. There are so many trees on this short hole.
Yeah.
It's downhill.
Especially on that left side of the fairway.
Just getting under the basket here is all the goal is. But a lot of danger. That's a big grandfather tree that's a blocker.
Yeah, she might not even... I mean, she can step out, but she might not have a great angle at the basket from there.
Rebecca for her birdie, and that's the good miss. She gave it all the effort and did not miss low. We still haven't seen Valerie approach her disc. Yeah. I believe this is Kat's fourth shot. Please stay there. Okay, it seemingly did. And this is for the birdie here. Valerie Mandujano. Oh,
Val gets a birdie.
How many strokes?
Kat's putting for double, I think, so...
Okay, this is a big swing. For our viewers there, I hope you were paying attention on this hole, but if you took a break or happened to have missed anything, there's going to be a large stroke swing here between first and second, and I think the race is becoming neck and neck just on one hole.
Yep.
Carefully dismounting that hill.
Doesn't slip. And Kat in for double bogey. That gives us a tie at the top of the leaderboard.
Whoa. This is action happening early. Tied for first place, Valerie and Kat. Ohn's in solo third, and then we have a tie with Rebecca and Kat Murch at fourth. It happened so quick.
Yeah, all in that one hole, 3-stroke swing. Yeah, all of a sudden the race is on.
Golf to play.
All right, hole 7. It's a par 3, 348 feet. A little bit of a low ceiling, but just trying to hit this gap and hyzer out towards this nice wood-chipped green. Pretty protected by trees around the edge of the circle, but relatively flat. Nice change of pace from some of those past couple holes.
And that's a pretty good spot to find Valerie for an up and down easy 3. I think the biggest trick here is just getting out that first initial gap. The tree on the right can take you down. The tree on the left can take you down. Otherwise, pressing forward for some distance.
Rebecca pulled hers a little wide. Ohn right in the middle of the fairway. And Kat's looking, I'm sure, to attack this green here.
Oh no.
Just catching that tree. But she's in the fairway, in position to get up and down for a par.
And you might have noticed the rain is definitely picking up. In Portland, we've got mist, we've got drizzle, and we've got rain and showers. And we're at the rain stage right now.
It's getting pretty intense. So Kat's upshot put her just outside the circle. Rebecca with a great upshot into the bullseye.
Yeah, she's in bullseye. That's great. Ooh.
Ohn with a nice smooth upshot as well. Val looking right at the basket.
She's just looking to play some smart golf and get herself in there for a putt. Now, she's got that tree, but definitely inside the circle. Oh, man.
Just a little high. She knew it out of her hand. She didn't like it. And She's going to be giving up another stroke.
Every stroke really counts right now, especially when you have a player, Valerie, who is feeling confident and now coming up, and Kat has the pressure breathing down her neck.
Yeah. So this is going to end up being a 5-stroke swing in 3 holes. Val with the birdie par, Kat with the par, double bogey, bogey. But there's still a lot of holes left to play. It's not over by any means.
So much golf.
All right, hole 8 is a par 4, 585 feet. Players looking to hit this gap here, scoot as far up this hill as they can, and then approach up to this nice picturesque green. You can pretty much throw whatever kind of shot you want. You could throw a backhand hyzer, you could throw a forehand hyzer, you could throw an Annie, you could throw straight at it, approaching that green. It's pretty wide open.
It's all about this first shot placement, keeping it wide from that left corner. Now, this is going too far right for our liking here.
But it does clear out there a little bit, so you can still have a chance for a smooth upshot from that spot. Just definitely don't want to be left.
Oh, and hitting that tree on the right was punishment enough, but that kind of a kick was ugly.
Ohn throwing the forehand, making sure she doesn't go into that left side.
Thank you.
That's such a good play.
Curving it right down the fairway.
Catrina gaining composure and looking to just get back to a par. Potential birdie here.
Yeah, that's a great shot. She's out in the open. She'll have definitely an open shot up to the green.
And from here, just about all Rebecca can do is just get as far around the corner as possible. But I think she hit that tree, deflects right, but she's now open and in the fairway.
Val has a little bit of an Annie shot there, but she's not attacking the green. She's just playing it right up the fairway. She'll be looking for a par for herself.
Looking for some big distance here. Slight bit of turnover. I'm not sure she meant, but a lot of distance. She's close to pin high there.
Absolutely. Looks like, just leaking a little bit right for her, but, she's got a chance at a par as well. Maybe even a long birdie look. Rebecca throwing her approach shot just a little low. I feel like if that was just a bit higher, it would have carried and skipped up into this green.
Yes. Ohn opting for the backhand for her second shot.
Yeah, that's
Looking
in her
good.
range.
Yeah. And we're starting to get into the showers here. From rain to showers. It's coming down pretty heavy.
Val just putting it nice and wide and high and in the circle.
In her putting range there for sure.
Katrina's got her raincoat on and she's got her upshot on.
Yes. Long jump putt here for Rebecca, but certainly landing just in the bullseye.
Yep. And Ohn giving it a nice aggressive jump putt.
I love when she lines that up. She calls it her basketballer shot. Just a nice little step up jump shot to it.
Yep.
Yes, very solid putt there. Up and down par from being out of position off the tee.
You can just see how the water is collecting on all these discs. It's nice, honestly, to be in these little greens with the trees because you get a little bit of a...
relief.
Yeah, relief from the rain for a few minutes.
And if you didn't bring at least 4 towels, 5 towels minimum, you're probably out by now.
Yeah. You're DNF'd.
Yeah.
It's not worth it anymore.
That's what it takes.
So that's going to be pars for most of the card. Rebecca taking a bogey. Moving on to hole 9. It's a par 4. It's 395 feet. It's the easiest hole on the course for the FPO. looking to get through this gap or the gap just to the left out into this fairway. Most players will be probably throwing an air shot laying up just in front of those two gaps. And if you're really trying to attack it, you'll be throwing probably a roller.
I like this if it gets a skip. And it does. So that's that inside alley. As long as you're not squared up behind that tree, right or left is good.
Yep. And Ohn looks like she's lining up a backhand.
Ooh, now this needs to sit and stay.
Yeah.
That it does.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't... Getting more of a skip might have pinched her off a little more there, so... Getting some good ground play. See if Catrina throws a roller. I know she did on Friday. Yep, laying it down.
Ooh, such a good play. You know, it's so thick and wet out there right now that rolling, I mean, it takes off so much of the speed to the spin.
No, Cat rolled out a little bit to the right. That's going to pinch her off.
For the approach shot. And Rebecca says, I'm going left.
Yep. Getting through that gap past those trees.
And although it looks like there's low-hanging branches, there's an easy forehand or putter approach there.
Yep. Ohn looks to be going down this right gap.
Ooh.
Aggressive forehand. But she's still got, you know.
I think she's outside of the circle.
Yeah.
Right at the edge.
But, you know, it's Ohn. You never know what's going to happen with their putts. Oh. So Cat has this really low ceiling to deal with. It's something we noticed yesterday. Some of the branches a little bit lower on the course. And for sure on this side as well, just because they're so saturated with water.
They're heavy.
Giving us a little bit more of a low ceiling maybe than we were used to.
Fine.
So Valerie seeing the second shot of her competitor and knowing that she just needs to make a smart approach, and she does.
Catrina giving it a bit of a run, but she will be tapping in a par there.
Oh, Rebecca thought that was going in, and so did I, honestly. That was
Great bid.
great.
See if Ohn can catch back up. Oh,
A very rare miss from Ohn, being low there in the cage. Tapping it in, though. She takes her par. Wanted that birdie. And this year at the Beaver State Fling, they've changed this par to a 4 for the women. Pretty appropriate. Getting that birdie feels good, and carding a par also is okay.
Becca taking her par as well, and Kat will be tapping in a par. So Val taking another stroke on her whole lead card here with the birdie on this hole.
And it happened quick. You know, we've got a change up here as we take a look at the leaderboard. What do we see, Ella?
Val shooting a hot round, 3 down, no bogeys yet. Catrina 3 over. She'll be looking to clean that up on the back 9. She's still only 2 strokes back. Ohn is 3 strokes back. A little bit pushed back from our tied for 4th at 3 down. We've got Rebecca, Sarah, and Kat Murch. Yeah.
I mean, the weather is, I'd say, less than exciting, but the action is definitely all there. Be sure to join us for the back half of the final round at the Beaver State Fling Silver Series. I'm Zoe AnDyke, joined by Ella Hansen. We appreciate this Disc Golf Pro Tour coverage.